Hello, I'm Daniel Meyer, Artistic Director of the Westmoreland Symphony Orchestra, and I am thrilled to be with Hanzhi Wang, our soloist for the coming week. She, of course, is a virtuoso accordionist, I guess. Is that the right way to call someone who plays the accordion?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Fantastic. And I wanted to take this opportunity, first of all, to welcome you to the Westmoreland Symphony. Of course, you and I have collaborated before on several occasions and have had just a wonderful time making music together. And I wanted to make sure that there was some opportunity at some point to bring you to Greensburg and to play with the orchestra. So first of all, thank you for joining us. And secondly, tell us a little bit about your origin story, your beginnings. Did you always think that you would be playing the accordion, or did you start on a different instrument? Or tell us a little bit about how that even came to be.
So begin with this story that how I got into perform this instrument, and the journey started when I was at age 5. I remember I had this movie night with my parents, and we were watching this fantastic Italian movie called Cinema Paradiso. And I heard this beautiful and a special sound from the movie. I was immediately intrigued by the sound. So I asked my parents, can I try this instrument, or what kind of this sound comes from? And my parents told me that is accordion. So that's how I get into this instrument. I didn't learn any other instrument before. And my parents was probably considering to sign me into a piano class, but eventually we picked up the accordion. So yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the instrument that you play today, because when I first saw you play this instrument, I was so astonished. First of all, I'm used to seeing an accordion that looks like it has a piano keyboard on its side.
Right.
And so that makes sense to me as having piano training. And of course, there are certainly plenty of musicians that have instruments like that, but yours is a little bit different.
Yeah. So my right hand, instead of piano keyboard, I have the buttons, and the left hand, it's the regular buttons as well. So the right hand for we have many different types of accordion, first of all, but this kind of accordion I'm playing these days, it's called classical accordion. So one of the most significant difference from the right hand is, instead of keyboard, we have these buttons. The advantage for me is that for keyboard accordion, they can only have like 3.5 octavas in the right hand. But for me, I could have up to like 5 octavas or even 6 by changing the registers. And then the left hand, instead of those on papa sound, I have those single tones, which means I can play polyphonic music like Bach, Scarlatti, all those repertoire, which is, like making this instrument has much more possibilities than the traditional ones, which only play like polka or traditional folk music.
So explain for us a little bit how the instrument actually works. I mean, obviously you're pressing these buttons and those kind of
Mhm.
specify the pitches, but how do you modify, what is it happening when you're actually pulling the instrument apart and squeezing it back together? Does that have something to do with the volume of the instrument?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so for me to making the sound out of the instrument, I have like the 3 actions at the same time. I need to pulling the bellows or pulling back the bellows. And at the same time, I need to press down the buttons. And you have to control like your articulation while you're pulling the bellows. So there's like things going on in your mind. There's not only like press the buttons, but you have to controlling while you're pressing the buttons. So
And this is
yeah.
an enormous, isn't this a heavy instrument too? I mean, I remember that you actually have some shoulder straps to
Yes.
mount it onto your body.
Yeah, yeah. It's like 35 pounds. So I have to get
Wow.
another extra seat on the flight.
Oh, that's fascinating. So tell us a little bit about the Piazzolla Concerto. This is actually not written for accordion, which is strange, but it certainly works on the accordion. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this accordion concerto, actually bandoneon concerto, was originally written for bandoneon, and everyone knows Piazzolla himself. He plays this bandoneon, and bandoneon we consider as a family member of this accordion big family, because we have so many different types of accordion, and in bandoneon, they have this kind of limited octava, and they can't really play much like varieties than the classical accordion. But the sound of this concerto, it's truly mesmerizing for me when I heard it the first time. I love it so much. So every time when people invited me to play this concerto, I'm always so excited about it. And my favorite thing about this concerto is the second movement. It brought me the feeling that this English poet always made me to remember this poet comes from the English poet Shelley. Says, if winter comes, would be the spring far away. And this kind of, the hope and the melancholic feeling in the second movement is truly impressive. And I believe every time when audience they hear it, they would love it for sure. So this concerto also like one of the largest form Piazzolla have ever written. So I guess there's a lot of, the tango and this Piazzolla his styles, and also his stories wanted to wrap it up in this concerto to tell the audience, to show his thoughts throughout his music journey and his life.
I love that you mentioned the word tango because, of course, Piazzolla is so closely aligned with Nuevo Tango, or this new style of tango that he was kind of at the forefront of for many years in Argentina, and then of course it made its way around the world and continues to be a very popular style of tango. I like to think of this piece almost as kind of like a rhapsody in blue
Yeah.
for bandoneon, because it is a beautiful synthesis of popular style, dance hall styles,
Mhm.
music that you would be able to dance to in a dance hall, yet put in a format of a beautiful three movement concerto, which is a very typical European concerto format. It's kind of fast, slow, fast. And like you say, I mean, I really believe that second movement is the heart of the concerto. It shows off the capability of not only the soloist to play with a lot of expressive gestures, but also for the composer to show his heart. And then, of course, the outer movements are the really kind of rip roaring dance movements, and are very rhythmically driven. So it's a great concerto. It's so much fun. Audiences love it, and they're just blown away when you play this piece, and particularly the virtuosity that you bring to it. Tell me a little bit about the future of concert accordion music. Is there anybody writing concertos today for this instrument?
Yeah, I actually have two great friends, the two great composer friends. They're writing like two concertos for me next year. So I'm gonna do like two premieres for this two accordion concertos. One of them is Nina Shaker, and the premiere it's gonna be in January. So I'm really excited to start working with her. And another one is gonna be from Catherine Boach, and she's writing this concerto for me. It's like a mini concerto. So I'm gonna be premiere in London in Wigmore Hall next year. So
Oh, it's fantastic.
yeah, these are very exciting things. Every time when I'm thinking about it, I feel like there's so much things we can, explore still from this instrument, because it's relatively young age instrument compared with other musical instruments.
Well, I have just say that I'm thrilled that you're going to be joining us this week with the Westmoreland Symphony. I'm thrilled to be working with you again. I'm really excited that people will get a chance, perhaps for the first time, to hear an accordion in this kind of music or with this level of virtuosity. And I think it's going to make a nice pairing. We're going to be also performing music of Cherubini, and then, of course, Beethoven's famous Fifth Symphony on the program as well. So it's a perfect Valentine's weekend warm up, and it's a beautiful concert to bring children and families, and it's also a great first date kind of concert. So it's a really wonderful concert to enjoy for the first time if you've never been to the Westmoreland Symphony, or to enjoy if you're a connoisseur and you're looking for something a little bit off the beaten path. So Hanzhi, many thanks and safe travels to Greensburg, and we're looking forward to working with you very, very soon.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited and I can't wait to see you. Thank you.